Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Just out here in the forest. It's warmer today, but it's kind of damp and ooga bug out. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I just was thinking of a little story from back in my moving days. Maybe it's not a little story. It's just a story of a day that one of those days it just kept getting worse. So it started out at this couple's house in the morning. They lived out in Riverside South, and quite a nice home with a lot of nice things. And I'd been there packing, but it was move day, so they were moving to an apartment building down by the Ottawa River. So it was quite a change going from this house to this apartment building, which I couldn't sort of wrap my head around. But it was really funny because at the end of the day, that's when it all came to light. I went outside when the sun was going down because, we were still there late at night moving this couple. But the sunset, oh my God, they were on the 20th floor and the sunset from the balcony was just unbelievable. It was absolutely stunning. Kind of like the LeBreton Flats area. Anyways, it's funny because it started off the day and it seemed like a really simple, older couple. Seemed like a nice pair. She was watching her soap operas. We had to leave on TV set up for her so she could watch her soap operas, and that was all good. So we were doing moves to the place, and he'd asked for a few things, send this to here and send this to there, and it's kind of thing people do when they move. Oh, I want to give this to somebody or whatever. So it's kind of hearing about, and then I was at the apartment building, and it just had this crazy air about it. The whole place had just this, I don't know, strange feel to it. So we had one elevator, and the move was up to the 20th story, and we had a full moving truck. So it was going to be a bit of a day. So at one point I kind of looked around, and there was really strange people all around the parking lot. It seemed to be sitting ducks, but they all looked really sketchy. So at one point this lady came up to one of my coworkers and said, the people that you see in the parking lot here are with the police, so just kind of go on with what you're doing. But they didn't tell me that. So the next thing I know, freaking guns and gangs units in there rushing the place, and oh my God, it was just absolute chaos for a little while. I just kind of got recombobulated, and I was getting some stuff off the truck, and I noticed that these guys were having a squabble. There was a bunch of them, and they were having an argument, and so I realized what they were arguing about was that the guys I was working with had taken this box spring that the guy didn't want and put it beside the dumpster for the apartment building. So the super of the apartment was blaming these other guys for doing it, and because they shouldn't have put it there, but they shouldn't have put it where they put it either. So anyway, so I go up, and I'm gonna tell them, no, it wasn't these guys, it was our company, and we'll get it out of your way. But just as I got up there, the guy went to swing on the guy, so he come back like this, and when I come back like this, he caught me right in the nose. And oh my God, if you could have seen his face, because of course he didn't expect me to be behind him, and he didn't expect to be giving some woman an elbow right in the middle of the face, and turned around, and he was just devastated. He was like, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And I was like, it's okay. I know that you didn't intend that punch in the face for me, you know. Like, what are you gonna do, right? But I think he was really nervous because he was a man of color. So yeah, probably was thinking, oh my god, oh my god, I'm gonna be charged, and you know, whatever. Anyways, I assured him that there was no concern of that, but that it was technically my box spring, so I would get rid of it. That's how that worked out. But after, you know, I don't even know how many loads up to the 20th floor. It was absolutely crazy. Like I said earlier, the sun had gone down, so it was, you know, it was an all-day affair. And, you know, with moving in any truck, you're only allowed 14 hours, so, like, including your circle check, getting back to the shop and everything, so, just kind of got things tied up, and went back inside to collect the bill, and I come around the corner, and the couple was sneaking out the back door. Like, cute little old couple. This, like, it reminded me of the Schumachers on Dirty Dancing, you know, the little thieves that nobody would expect. So I was like, hey buddy, what are you doing? So, what do you mean, what am I doing? I said, well, you gotta pay your bill. He says, I'm not paying that bill, I'll talk to your boss about that after. I got things that I disagree with. I said, well, you haven't even seen the bill yet, because I just did it, but yeah, the bill has to be paid before we leave here. And so he was just throwing this fit, like acting like I was being unreasonable, and clearly it was because he knew he was up to no good. But anyways, I got her. I got the old number there and told him that it was going to be processed, and now he was so pissed off about it. He thought he was sneaking out the back door and not paying the bill. How many people at the end of the day in moving try to get out of their bill? It is unreal. Or they'll pay the bill and they'll be like, you did a great job, and then they'll send a whole bunch of nasty emails to the shop and say, they did this and they did that, blah 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 blah, because they're trying to get a discount. Anyways, it's funny. People are like, I didn't think it would take them that long. Well, look at the stuff you got, people. Holy crap. Maybe it's time to minimize a little bit. Get your shit together. Realize that life isn't all about your material objects. Moving. There was one house we moved in Manotick. From Manotick to I was calling it LA because that's what it looked like. And yeah, it was. I thought it was a really good day, and they didn't. Nobody that I worked with brought lunch, and they weren't, you know, offering up any lunch, so we went down to Tim Hortons to get some food, and came back, and I took the time off of the bill, and anyways, they had a big, huge hard time with that, and then she sent an email into my boss saying a bunch of nasty stuff about us and about me, and I said to my boss, it's so funny. I said, when I left that place, they gave us all a tip and said we did such a great job. I said, now you're getting this email. I said, can I reply to the email? Of course, he wouldn't let me reply to the email, but it's wild, some of the shiesty people out there. Like, you think, you meet somebody, you're like, oh yeah, they're pretty cool. And especially in moving, because you spend a whole day with a person, and the moving really puts the pressure, the stress on. But end of the day, a lot of times, wives would be crying, or at the beginning of the day or the middle of the day, whatever. It's a very stressful thing, but it's funny. A lot of times, somebody who they hired a moving company because they really didn't have any other choice. They don't have any family, or they're not mobile or whatever. And sometimes the people with the least money will, even if they make you a sandwich or something, it's so nice. Like, it's so nice when people treat people well who are working in their homes rather than having somebody move their huge house at the 20th floor of a building all day and had packed the entire thing over days, and then they try to skip it. Man, that kind of chaps my ass as a woman who always pays her bills. I don't know. Maybe you should have done it yourself. Maybe you should have got around some of your shit. I don't know. Anyways, I promise my next topic will be lighter and happier. Okay, because I'm at church right now, so I'm going to go up there and have a little powwow with God and Jesus and all my beautiful angels, and see if we can't get some of this worked out, you know what I'm saying? We can work it all out.